Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, Hostinians Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we had another diplomatic meeting and, sent some more things going on with the armies. But there's still more to do with the armies. We need to capture a fort soon. I think we might be able to capture this one. Give it a try, Agaboya. This one could be risky, but if we secure it, that would be good. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so we can fire... I want to get rid of those demonic knights. Okay. Got rid of them. And you can get rid of the Babaos as well. Perfect. Those Ash Giants and Almoxes are going to be very tough. That's very not good. Okay, never mind. Right then, we're not going to attack those guys. And you, way back here, maybe? You can try taking out this fort. It would be something. Alright, so set up a fireball. That did some damage. Those cultists are going to be a problem, but we'll deal with them later. Actually do a lot of damage here. Incubi I don't think are as big of a problem. That is... You wait. You wait. You... Heal up the archers. Alright, you are going to do a ton of damage to these cultists, please. Some more damage to the Incubi. Those cultists are very threatening if there's a lot of them. And there are a lot of them. But we have brought them down a lot. Right? Another healing to the archers. That's very much not good. Okay, that heals up a bit. Do stop doing that, please. Okay, cultists are dealt with. Lay on hands others. And we are going to do another healing. As long as we keep this low. And we have this. The fort is secured. Perfect. Bit of a fight, but we got it. Huge clefts have been hewn into the rocky land, leaving only a high, narrow passage, wide enough for a rank of only 5 soldiers. Demons put up a fierce defense of the cliffs above, but were slaughtered. So now Crusaders can take control of this advantageous defensive position. And you are better. Let's see. Bonus to energy recovery. Extra power. Divine magic. Arcane is better because that's Fireball. Fireball is going to be even better. Perfect. I love it. Okay. So, we could go for another. I think we can avoid that for now. That would be interesting. Faultless Daybreak. I think that's a location we need to get to. So, what the hell? May as well send our force up towards this. I think we can take care of that army without much of a problem. Yep. Not a problem at all. During the First Crusade, the Radiant Sarenrae performed a miracle here, granting the Crusaders victory in a battle that was otherwise lost. Years later, during the Second Crusade, the Knights of Mendev clashed with the Army of the Abyss here once again. They fought to the bitter end, but the miracle was not repeated. The carnage was atrocious, and those who fell found no repose, rising again as undead. Now they have found peace in the flames of bonfires. The Crusaders cleansed the blood and dirt from the statue of the Sun Goddess, lifting with trembling hands a sacred golden symbol from her chest, a relic long believed to have been lost. Faultless Daybreak. It's a relic, I believe. Okay. Just to uncover that. I'm going to ignore this army for now. You... Right, that's uncovered. Alright, you are going to march down this way. Do some exploring. There is not really much over here, but you'll at least uncover territory. And you are going to march over this way to try and join them. Alright, so Erebeth wants to talk, it seems. Not Erebeth. Anevia. Commander, Anevia greets you with a slight nod. I have some information for you. Though what I found out is mostly innocent, it might be a cause for concern. Concern? What do you mean? It's about the well-being of one of your companions. Tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things. Though it's against regulations, we let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And that's usually the case. But recently my people have noticed Sociel among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on him. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs. With all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. But this time it's about someone you trust with your life, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, just a tip-off from a friend. Thank you for the information. You're welcome. Alright, I think we can do a quick run outside to see what Sociel is dealing with. Or doing. Not that there's really a problem with gambling in the streets. Oh, not gambling in the streets, but I mean playing cards. So what if they're playing cards? That doesn't seem like a big problem. There are also people around here to talk to, but I'll deal with that later. For now, let's go find Sociel. We'll talk with other people when we have some time after we've done some running around and the like. Oh, and we also have you. Go way down here. We have Edge of Force. It's a +2 dagger. I'll give it to you. It's a +2. Instead of the shiny dagger. And Bracers of Heavy Hand. +3 bonus on damage rolls with the offhand weapon. Yeah, you know what? I'll give that to you. Seems like a good idea to me. Alright. Sociel. Sounds like we need to talk. It's a long run, but we can get there. There he is. The soldier stares at his cards in the dim light of the candle stub. Deal me 2 more. I'll double down. Coins clink as they land on the barrel. Deal me another one. What, another one? Are you bluffing, you little shit? Wait until we lay down our cards and you'll see if I'm bluffing. You don't immediately recognize Social's voice. In battle, he is quiet and composed, but now you can hear furious, passionate excitement in his words. Fine, you scumbag, I call. Deal me another as well. Excitement, passion, and tension seem to hang over the improvised table. Feels like lightning is about to strike. What's going on here? The commander is here! The jig's up! Let's bail! The candle stub is snuffed out, the cards are scattered into the mud. After a moment, only the embarrassed Social remains. Well, they all ran off. His voice no longer holds a hint of excitement. It's not like we were doing anything wrong. Everyone was mostly sober. I made sure they behaved themselves. I was worried that you'd gotten yourself into trouble. Thank you, I'm touched, really. But I'm perfectly fine. I was just making sure no one else got into trouble. I know you would never lie to me, so I think you must be lying to yourself. You didn't come here to minister to the soldiers. Why else would I come here, then? To win a copper or two? Do you think this is an appropriate place for a cleric to be spending his time? Where? Amidst the soldiers resting between battles? Where I can monitor how they're coping with everything they've seen and done? Yes, I think it's a very appropriate place for a cleric. You said it yourself, the soldiers come here to unwind. Don't you need that too? Me? Social blinks in confusion, as if the thought hadn't crossed his mind. Then he bows his head. You're right, I'm sorry. My behavior was unworthy of a cleric of Shellen. I've been lying to myself, engaging in vices, and passing off my selfishness as concern for my brothers in arms. It is unforgivable. Don't be foolish. You're mortal just like the rest of us, not some all-powerful deity of mercy. You need time to relax like the rest of us. Please be honest with yourself. After a long silence, Social nods. Thank you. It's all jumbled up in my mind. This war and the horrors it holds. Our soldiers and what they tell me in their confessions. My own responsibilities. Lines from Holy Scripture. In the midst of all this, it's easy to forget I have my own needs and desires. Thank you for reminding me. The cleric picks up a dirty playing card and twirls it in his fingers. I will not come here again. Please, don't forbid these games. Things here are mostly civil, I swear. Aside from the rare heated argument. I'll be honest, I miss playing cards. That excitement when you have almost no chance of winning and the risk is high, even though the stakes aren't life or death, just a handful of coppers. But I'll try to find a less destructive outlet. Perhaps I'll speak to Irabeth and ask her to play chess with me. I wonder what will come of it. Thank you for helping me clear my mind. Good night. Considering my name, why would I have a problem with playing chess? Honestly, I don't really have a problem with playing cards either. Admittedly, the gambling part of it may be a bit questionable for a cleric, but regardless, I don't see that much of a problem with playing cards. Seems fine to me. Alright, let's head back into the Citadel. We'll let another day pass, do another diplomatic council, because I think that's about to happen. Send our armies out to do some more fighting, clear out more forces. Seems fine to me, I think. I have a feeling the diplomatic council has been at the point it is, mainly because I bought so many materials for use in my army. To build all that shit. Which, actually, there are... Since we do have a new fort, I should probably build some things in here. Simple things. I'm pretty sure I have what I need to build it. This is a forward position, so we're getting a citadel, and... I'd like a watchtower. How much is 500? I can afford that. Alright, build a watchtower as well. And... I think that's good for now. Yeah, the watchtower. 2 days for the watchtower. That's perfectly fine. It'll give a bonus to all my men in here. Which is absolutely great. How is construction going in the, Yeah, I don't care about that. Morale is fine. How does the city look now? Let me take a look. I'm curious. Still a few things under construction, but we've got the archery range and the barracks, and the things are providing buffs to it. Engineer's workshop is done. Hall of Glory has one more day, which will be nice. Alchemist Laboratory is good. Military Academy, one more day. Yeah, it looks like everything here is going to be one more day. And then all the construction there will be done, and we'll probably have a logistics council soon. That'll be nice. In fact, we're about to open one. So, forces are all at 0. We're gonna keep Agaboya's scouts there, skip a day. Diplomatic connections. We've got Outpost Bastion expansion again. And the Fate of the Faultless Daybreak. Alright, I'll send my armies about in a minute. For now, we have another diplomatic council. Commander, it is time for you to play a more prominent role in Mendev's politics. Fortunately, the ideal opportunity has just presented itself. A conflict is brewing in the capital. A clique of aristocrats displeased with the royal council is scheming against Her Majesty's loyal servants. It's the usual power struggle. Something of this sort occurs every couple of years in any civilized society. Your entrance on the political stage is long overdue. Given that your opinion in Mendev is outstandingly well respected, the Royal Council has decided to make use of it. They are expecting you to denounce publicly the nobles' attempts to challenge their rule. I suggest we publicly address Her Majesty and claim that we're being drawn into an intrigue. Let the Queen know that we're loyal only to her, not to any of her servants or subjects. Sounds like we're not the only ones bored of the Royal Council. Let us support the disgruntled nobles, and Cousin Galfrey's advisors will have too much on their plate to worry about us. I say we don't get involved in someone else's squabble. And just to make it clear, we'll write a public statement to the people of Mendev that will have the commander plainly say, "Your bickering is not my problem, leave me alone." Both the council and the aristocrats want to stop us supporting their opponent, right? Well, let's just get a payoff from both for not messing with their business. That way, we come out with a little something-something, and we don't ruffle anyone's feathers. Why am I being pulled into Mendev's intrigues? You are part of those intrigues whether you want it or not. Political influence is an unavoidable part of your position. In the hands of Mendev, you're a priceless tool, and the Royal Council won't pass up a single opportunity to use you for the good of the nation. By gaining the support of the High Priest Nerosian, you, Commander, have demonstrated keen political insight. This step has made it clear to many in the capital that you are worth having as an ally. So I guess that choice was a good idea. Let's see what the council has to say. I do hope that everyone in this room is aware of the potential benefits of a good relationship with the Royal Council. Circeal, what will we gain from a show of loyalty to Galfrey? It will remind everyone of the proper behavior of true servants of the crown. Queen Galfrey is our sovereign, leader of the crusade, and protector of Mendev. In the hour when all her subjects have abandoned their commitments and descended into petty squabbles, we should refresh their memory on the meaning of loyalty and duty. The Queen, I am sure, will appreciate our endeavors. The title of Her Majesty's good boy is almost yours, Circeal. Keep this up and you'll earn yourself a tasty treat. Darren, what reason do we have to support the rowdy nobles? Like you have any love for the Royal Council. If we support the aristocracy, it will cause a power struggle between them and the Council, and everyone will leave us be. Besides, The nobility has access to forces that are very much comparable to those of Galfrey's advisors, and we could use those forces. I would not recommend it. Count Rende is simply entertaining himself by turning the Royal Council against you. Lan, what's the point of addressing the people? Like a true caveman, I believe in naive fairy tales. For example, I believe that the nobility and the members of the Royal Council still have a shred of conscience left. If people look at them and say, stop the infighting, who knows, it might work on someone. And if not, well, at least we can count on the support of the common folk. Ha! That part about conscience was a knee slapper. And the whole common folk support thing was pretty out there too. We've got nobles and the crown feeding us resources, and it's still not enough. How are we going to wage war on chump change from bakers and grocers? Woljif, please elaborate on your strategy of non-interference. So how these things work in the street, right? Smaller gangs split up the territory, shake down the shopkeepers, and give a cut to the top dog, so that they sit tight without muscling in on the smaller gang's business. Because if the top dog is unhappy with the cut and hits the street, it's a turf war, and everyone loses a whole lot more. So, we'll do the same. The nobles don't want us to support the Royal Council. The Council is scared of us backing up the nobles. Make them take out their wallets and send us lots of troops, and we'll just sit tight and kill demons without worrying about their games. But if we run out of troops, we'll drop by the capital for one heck of a turf war. Except we're not a gang, and the commander was given power to wage a holy war, not to rob shopkeepers and terrorize townsfolk. Lady Konomi, how will the Royal Council repay us for our support? Spoken like a true politician, Commander. Very well. Let us talk price. Lady Konomi looks at you with a smug, somewhat predatory smile. I can guarantee you that, in return for your loyalty, the Royal Council will ensure the stability of equipment deliveries in the future. Quite convenient, don't you think? Having no one twisting your arm with threats of supply shortages? She glances at you with an obvious hint. Furthermore, the Royal Council may review Dresden's reinforcement plan. Mendev has plenty of garrisons holding an excess of troops. You need them more than they do. Today we're pacifying recalcitrant nobles, and then what? Stamping out peasant revolts? I must have dozed off when the priest of Iomade was mentioning the commandment, fight demons but never forget about the whims of the powerful. In that case, I trust you will make a wise decision that will delight the Royal Council. So let's see. The first option will bring a bunch of paladins and champions out. Pretty good. For the noble houses, we get cuirassiers and marksmen. Cuirassiers being tanky cavalry, marksmen being the best unit in the game. People's Help gives us light cavalry and shield bearers. That is terrible. Royal Court's Help gives us hedge knights and headhunters. Headhunters, I don't think I've ever really used. Makes a counterattack when damaged by a ranged attack one time per round. Royal Council's decree gives us slingers and conscripts. Those are terrible. And if you don't interfere, Crusade morale improves. Honestly, paladins and champions sounds incredibly good. Nothing like boosting our champion numbers. And a couple paladins to add in there. I mean, it's a nice little bonus. Not the worst idea. And telling the Queen about all of this, yes, it does sound a little bit like whining to mommy about this, but I kind of don't really want to support a side. Addressing the people isn't going to help. The army we get isn't going to help at all. So she'll inform the Queen that we remain loyal to her, but we're being dragged into an intrigue. I hope our actions will remind the rest that we must all remain loyal to the crown and worry about the kingdom, not about personal profit. This meeting is adjourned, but I'm certain that the crusade will soon require another decision from the Diplomatic Council. And before that happens, Commander, I ask that you consider whether or not it's worth losing the Royal Council as an ally. I can deal. Alright, let me send our forces around a bit more. So if I check the campaign, interesting that we can't do any more rank ups at the moment. We should be able to do one of them soon. Agaboya, you've got that demon army. It's going to arrive at your next chance it gets. Alright, Setsuna Wrath. We'll head over this way. We'll clear things out in this direction. Begging for mercy, one of the imprisoned demons points at an inconspicuous crack in the rock that their unit had been ordered to guard until the arrival of a pack of slaves. Examining the crack, the Crusaders return to the commander and proudly display a handful of shining dust to her. The crevice is home to an adamantine lode. This rare and precious metal will come in useful to the Mendavian army. Nice! A gang of demons hunting runaway slaves was not reckoning on facing the commander's conquering forces. Among the bloody corpses, the Crusaders discovered a dark, god-forsaken altar fashioned from the teeth of demons' captured victims and the webs of the monstrous mechanical spider retrievers. The soldiers clamored to burn it, but the more tactically minded officers decided not to rush into anything and pass it on to the commander for examination. Alright. And I could probably clear out this demon army. I'm tempted to leave these two for Agaboya. We might be able to handle them. Maybe. Maybe. But cleaning out this fort doesn't sound like a bad idea. Let me drop a save first. Alright, this should be relatively quick. And it is actually an army. We are actually fighting them. Alright, let's take care of this. Ow. Low morale. Why do we have low morale? Okay, take out the water elementals. You can very easily wipe out those fire elementals. Champions, you can take out the air elementals. Alright. If we do this, could wipe them both out. Not quite, but there go the rest of the cultists. Alright, that wasn't too hard. Nice and easy. The fortress was a sanctuary for spellcasting demonologists. The fire that started during the battle spread to the libraries filled with blasphemous knowledge. The glow of this massive fire lights up the dark expanses for miles around. Alright. We can head back down this way. Agaboya, you're going to be staying there. You are going to... Oh, shit! Okay, careful. We do not want you to run into that army. You are going to continue on to where you were going to rejoin those guys. Not that this army is really going to do much more than just run around a bit. Agaboya is going to stay there. Alright. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the army like this for now. We're going to come back to things. We should be building up more resources, I think. We don't... Well, we do have some materials points, so I could... I can build... Yeah, easily. Archery range, barracks, and stables in the back area here. Seems like a good idea to me. Boost up our forces a bit more. And... okay. Strengthening diplomatics. I can't... Oh, we need resources for Soul Shear. Alright. So, we'll be saving up, because I want to get Soul Shear. That is actually a relatively good one to have. So we'll deal with that later. Faultless Daybreak. Yeah, Soul Shear is one we'll definitely improve sometime later. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, I think what we'll do... We've done a bit of running around and taking care of things. I think next episode we'll run and actually speak with all of these people who have joined us and are standing around inside of the fortress. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chestic44, also known as Fly. That is me. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.